Hi, this is Marla with Daisy DIY, and I'm here to show you what to do with your flowers when you receive them. Now, you will receive your flowers on a Wednesday, so you want to make sure that you are at home or someone is at home to receive them at the address they're going to be delivered to. You're going to get them in boxed, and you can see I've already unpackaged some of them, but a box similar to this, and you're going to want to kind of be prepped and be ready for it. And some things that I suggest for you to hold as vessels for your flowers are small trash cans. This is like a office one, very small, and then here is kind of a little bit larger one for taller stem stuff. I also have some small vases because, as you see, as we are putting them into the water vessels, you want to make sure that they're not crowded and that the blooms have a chance to open up. So let's get started. I'm going to start with this beautiful ranunculus right here. So when you receive your flowers, they are going to come with a rubber band around them. You're going to want to cut that off, and you're also going to have plastic. You're going to want to take that plastic off. The only time you're going to leave a plastic on is with roses. Anything else you're going to take off and remove. So I'm going to take that off, and I want to make sure that any container or vessel that I put these in, I want it to be below the level of the blooms so that I don't damage any of those. So if I measure this, that is going to be just perfect. I'm going to cut about 1 inch off, and I'm going to try to kind of do a little bit of an angle for these. And once you cut, your flowers are going to be ready to start drinking, and that's exactly what you want. You also want to make sure that they just kind of have some room, because these flowers have traveled a little bit, and we want to make sure that they've got some room to drink the water really well and to begin to open up. Now, when you do receive fresh flowers like this, they are a fresh product, and you're going to kind of expect to lose about 10% of them. But you may have little items like this. I love these little guys. So I save these, and I have a little cup here, and I am just going to, whenever I get something small, because this little item right here is great for a boutonniere, and I'm just going to cut the end off of that, and I'm going to put it in there. So I'm going to keep going with the ranunculus that I have here. And the reason why you want to take off the plastic, not only so that they can really get air around them and begin to open up, but if you leave them in plastic for too long, especially at room temperature, they'll get warm and kind of will begin to, they can mold if you leave them. Another thing that you want to do is pull off any of your foliage. The first one I had hardly had any foliage. This one has more. So you want to pull off any of that foliage that might be below the water line. You don't want any foliage in your water. It just kind of keeps the water cleaner, and the cleaner your water is, the better for your flowers. Now, when you get your flowers like this, they may kind of look a little sad, but again, remember, they need to drink. They are dehydrated. And once they get a really good drink, you will see a complete difference. One more bunch of those. Now, with these in this container, I can put a few more in than maybe if it was a shorter stemmed item. So I am going to go ahead and put this third bunch in. And again, any of this foliage that may be below the water level, I am going to pull off. So one thing that I've kind of done here is I have gotten my containers ready to go with water, so that way as I start unboxing and going, I'm ready to go. Let's do this Lisianthus, and I'm going to use a little bit bigger container. And these containers are so reasonable. I got them at Walmart, and they are just a trash liner. Cut the plastic off. I'm going to remove any foliage that I've got below the stem. I'm actually going to just do this one kind of one by one so I make sure and get that foliage off. If I have any stems, you'll see on Lisianthus and many flowers, you're going to get like multiple brackets per one stem. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of pull off those lower ones. They're still good. We're going to use them for something later on. This one too. I'm going to pull these two off of here. I'm mainly going to do that whenever I've got a flower that is considerably lower than the other bulk flowers. Like this one is a couple inches lower. Whenever I've got one kind of peeking out down there, that's when I'm going to do that. You'll find you'll have some that have multiple blooms and some that have just a few. Nature at its best.